Hello! Teapot 8 just came out last night at like 11 p.m. my time, but I was asleep because I have school, and I just got back from school like an hour or two ago, so now I'm recording the audio for this. I don't know, I want to talk about the episode, but I'm not really good at intro, so I'm just gonna get right into it. Well, the episode starts out with Robot Flower trying to push the recovery center into lava like season 1 Flower, because now she has the season 1 Flower personality, which Flower actually pushed some of the recovery centers into lava at some point in BFDI. I think it was season 1. But then like Winter comes up to Basketball. It's like, what's going on here? And Basketball's like, oh, Robot Flower just pushing stuff into lava. I don't know. And Basketball's like, oh yeah, Winter, I forgot to mention, what happened that night with you at the hotel? And then Yellowface just comes in, is like, oh, you're talking about like my new legs? Yeah, I got some nice new legs, guys. I'm so cool now with my new legs. And, you see Ice Cube, just legless, just flowing across the grass. Just... with Donut riding on top of her, and he gives like Donut a gumball, right, from like season 1, and I was like, oh, I can't eat that because I have my donut hole. Yeah, donut hole cannot swallow. And Yellowface is like, okay, you know what time it is. Everyone, make Donut eat this gumball. And they like force feed him the gumball, and he just loses his arms, and like Yellowface just gains his arms. Which means that he also force fed. He fed the gumball to Ice Cube as well, making her lose her legs. And he's just like running around and like, oh, your arms over here, your arms over there, oh. And it's like, well, you want your arm back? Then come and grab him. Oh, wait, you can't. And then Donut just was like, I want my arms back. It's like the worst way to ever open a Teapot intro, because Donut had like the worst scream possible. Then like Cake at Steak starts, right? And she was like, look at this, we have a huge crowd like in the old BFB days. And it's just like the hotel guests on the roof, stuck to the roof still. And they're like, please let us down. And Nicho's like, up. This is the Cake at Steak time. Please do not interrupt this, okay? And then 2 grabs some of the glue and says, here's your cake for today. And it's fitting because Cake gets out, and Rocky also gets out. But right before Rocky leaves, he kind of like throws up. Just randomly, kind of like lightning exploded in the last episode, and he was like, I'm just gonna get rid of you before you cause any problems like lightning, which he actually does cause a problem because the vomit lands in the volcano, causing it to crack. Also, forgot to mention for a second, during the Cake at Steak, instead of them getting the glue that they actually earned for not being eliminated, Yellowface just kept grabbing on it and taking it. Which, like, come on, dude, don't be such a jerk. After that, we see, like, Death Pact again, trying to recover Tree, and Fanny types in Tree, and just nothing happens. And Marco's like, maybe it just needs my special touch. And he types it in, like, 3 times, and nothing happens. Like, Tree just doesn't come back to life, which makes me sad, because I like Tree. Then Black Hole's like, you kill Tree forever? And she's like, okay, it's time for the challenge. And Black Hole comes to 2 is like, yeah, we tried to respawn Tree. He didn't really come back to life. Well, he probably did, we just don't know where he is. And 2 is like, oh, I'll just call from Tree! Come here! And just like nothing, and he was just like, that was mean. Now I'm mad at Tree. What is it his fault? Tree's not there. Then 2 is just like, you know what, screw it, we're just gonna go along with the challenge. And it's like a old callback to season 1, where they have to be on the balance beam, and he's like, yeah, we're gonna be on the balance beam, right? But I made it longer so then you guys can all fit on it, which just shows that he could have just made a completely new balance beam, or that, like, the last challenge was useless in the first place. Like, Death Pact, again, they have, like, the glass paneling, and he said that, like, it would have been, like, a huge, like, thing if they hadn't, like, got that glass panel. But he could have just made one. He made the balance beam longer. Why can't he just make a panel of glass? It's not that hard, guys. So after that, Puffball's like, yeah, well, what about us flying contestants? What are we gonna do? And Two's like, oh, yeah, you guys are disqualified. As well as Tree for purposefully not being here, which made me upset. I'm gonna be petty about it. So, he puts all of them on the balance beam, and Teardrop just immediately jumps into Barf Bag. Like, it must be disgusting in there. Jesus. But after Teardrop jumps into Barf Bag, it, like, makes her stronger, like in BFB 14, right? Where she starts to, like, really, like, good, and because Teardrop's such a strong character, it also made Barf Bag much stronger as well. And, Donut points out, like, the fact that, like, they really hurt him in the last challenge by kind of, like, killing him to make the balance beam that they're on right now in this challenge. And Pin is like, I'm sorry. It kind of just, like, makes Donut, like, roll away. And TV's like, everyone jump. And everyone starts jumping. And Giddy's like, oh, crap. Well, if this continues, Donut's just gonna roll right off, like any normal rolling thing. So Barf with her newfound strength, throws Pin, does like a full loop around the earth. But before she lands back on the balance beam, we get to see Fiery and Leafy with, like, their new dream island, which is like, oh my god, like, yay. This is, like, the first time that they've appeared since BFB 30. Like, this is the first time that they've canonically appeared since BFB 30. So this is, like, amazing to me. I just love that so much. This makes me very happy. Yay. So, Pin comes back, like, on the balance beam and catches Donut, like, just in time, and it's like, come on, Pin, you almost got me, like, immediately eliminated, like, you almost threw me in the water, come on, dude. And Pin's like, oh, you don't need to act so needy. And with Needle, well, hating being called needy, like, tries to slap them, but hits Gady, instantly knocking her into the water, which I feel bad for her. After that, the screen pans over to Are You Okay? And TV's like, with Puffball eliminated for being able to fly, we have an advantage over most teams because we still outnumber some of them. And Puffball's like, okay, well, because of that, we should go and try and sabotage some other teams. Tennis Ball's like mid-sentence, trying to figure out what they're gonna do. And Puffball just takes Golf Ball right away, mid-sentence, which makes Tennis Ball sad. And I don't like when Tennis Ball is sad because he's a good character. So, Pen and Eraser see that Tennis Ball is sad, and they're like, it's okay, dude, you can just hang out with us. And Tennis Ball's like, yay! Maybe we can make TV more durable so then TV doesn't, like, fall off. And then Robot Flower comes over and is like, get out of my way, I need my space. And it just immediately pushes TV off. And TV's like, why? And just, like, falls into the water immediately, right off the bat. After that, Basketball and Belle are, like, bickering and, like, fighting over the fact that Robot Flower is now just, like, really, really mean, but at the same time, like, useful towards the team. And Belle's like, isn't this your fault in the first place? Which Basketball is like, it's my job to fix it. And goes over to Robot Flower. It's like, you will stop this right now. And Robot Flower just, like, smashes her and just like makes her like slowly fall down into the water. Is like, oops, did I do that? I'm so funny. And it goes over to Just Not, and Pillow has a strategy for the challenge where they just hang on the balance beam. So they do that, and Bommy notices that Pillow isn't doing it, and Mommy's like, why are you not doing it? And Pillow's like, half of my studies have been shown to be wrong, so I'm not taking those chances. And Pillow just like jumps over to Robot Flower and starts asking her questions, and then Robot Flower just like hits her. And so she's like basically unconscious, and she just falls down into the water. Oops. Then Are You Okay? Well, the rest of them at least just go over to where Teardrop was, and like, where's Teardrop? We gotta get her out. Where is Teardrop? And the teammates are just like, we don't know, and they all start fighting. And they asked Barfbag, and she's like, I don't know, I swear. And Tennis Ball's like, I think she's telling the truth. We should hear her out on this. And after that, they're like, also, wouldn't it be like a really huge risk to fight her because she's like the most powerful character in this show besides 2, 4, or any of the Alpha Brilliants, really? But like, wouldn't it be like a really bad idea to kind of like go up against her 3 against 1? Then basically all of Death Pack besides Tree just start fighting and bickering because Tree is gone, and Donut and Pin are like right there, and they're like, well, we're not by the rest of our team, so do you guys want to like make a pact or something? And Fanny is just like looking like she just made the biggest discovery of all time, and is like, I think I know what happened to Tree. And we just say like Black Hole with Tree, who is like the big tree that was planted into the canal, and is like, what happened here? And Tree was like, oh, well, I think someone tried to recover me, and because my body was used to make this tree, it kind of just reincarnated me into this tree right here. So I don't know what's actually going to happen with that, but hopefully it's nothing too bad. Then after that, the screen goes over to the S, and they're like, Bob's like, okay, well, we need to go for the smaller teams, so let's go to Death Packs again. And Winner and Bottle start trying to go over there, but Bottle can't move because someone with the name Yellowface kind of glued Bottle to the ground. Oh, to the balance beam. And then proceeds to throw Ice Cube at Belle, getting Ice Cube and Belle out, all in one. And Golf Ball and Puffball go for the tree, like, what is that? Tree is already hideous, now it's a bigger one? Oh, dang it. And they start to, like, hit Tree, right? Because if they did, then Death Pack, again, would have to all come over here and try and stop them, right? And Black Hole goes over to Fanny and Marker again, and Marker just immediately quits the challenge to go and try and help Tree, but Fanny stays with Donut and Pin just to get betrayed. After that, we see Snowball and Grassy bonding, right? And Snowball decides to go knock for Barfbag, who, remember, has Teardrop in her. So Barfbag falls, and then there's like a giant splash, which causes Teardrop to come back up. But she looks like really sick. So Snowball's like, are you okay? And Teardrop is like the most weak thumbs up ever. And Snowball's just like, okay, well, what if we just like throw off Teardrop? Two's like, well, because she's like the only member on her team, she'd be instantly eliminated. So then Grassy and Snowball try to protect Teardrop from being not eliminated. Then Donut and Pin, once again betraying Fanny, take off her mouth, throw it at Winner. Winner gets out, and then they throw Fanny out, which makes their team be up for elimination. After that, Winner comes out being like really mad, and Two's like, oh yeah, Winner, about the hotel, it's like, you didn't ask me. What? I don't want to be near Clock anymore because Clock treated me differently because I used to be famous. And he was like, well, I didn't think, and was like, I know. And just leaves for a bit. Then, out of nowhere, Needle goes to Just Not, who are still hanging onto the beam, and it's like, what are you guys doing here? And just starts attacking them, getting Book and Bommy out, but when Needle kind of like threw Book, it also recoiled and got Pin out as well, so they both got out on that, and then they kept fighting. Well, Nickel and Price Tag tried to run away, and then it just cuts over to 2 being like therapy again, because the therapy is great for him. We all like when 2 gets therapy. Out of nowhere, Basketball shows up before a Flower, who immediately sets on fire. So I guess Basketball's on fire now. And it goes back to Just Not with Needle, and she's still chasing them. But Yellowface comes and just bites her. She falls and then knocks off Nickel, and then just leaves, leaving only Price Tag on. And then after that, it kind of goes over to the Teardrop story, and we see Are You Okay? It's like, hey, this is where you've been hiding, Teardrop. So Snowball, Tennis Ball, Pen, Eraser, and Grassy all start fighting, and Grassy runs away after Snowball, Tennis Ball, and Pen all fall down, and Eraser is left alone with Teardrop, as Teardrop slowly gets up and asks Eraser for help, which he helps, and then after that, she just goes, ha, got him, and throws him off, making his team up for elimination. So 2 starts to announce that Are You Okay? And Death Pact again are up for elimination before his Marker's like, wait, we're technically still in because Fanny's mouth is still on the beam. And 2's like, well, that's just a technicality. And then Black Hole and Marker are like, and she's like, okay, I'm sorry. They're still in due to Fanny's mouth. Then Puffball is mad at Teardrop, tries to hit her, but misses, hits Grassy, who flies into Yellowface, who's like, have you ever saved Grassy from falling down? Then screw over Death Pact, throws Fanny's mouth at Donut, making him fall, which makes Team 8 and Are You Okay up for elimination, which is the end of the episode, which I am proud to say I did a recap on this episode. It was a pretty good episode. It had a bunch more character development, which is like BFB, so it's not just like it's like a more object show than object show, you know? Kind of like old BFB, so that makes me pretty happy. Yeah. Bye-bye.